Welcome into the second half of Triangle Salute here on GospelIsGolden.com. I'm your host, Brett Lewis, and our special guest today for the second half of the show is somebody that we've had an opportunity to sit down and have some great discussions with and find out about some great things. We are also running those websites, Wags4Tags on GospelIsGolden.com, which you will see on our homepage and our sister station too, BluesJazzRadio.com. This is the president of Wags4Tags, Ronnie Sadowski.
Yes.
Ronnie, welcome in to Gospel is Golden.
Thanks for having me, Brett.
Hey man, it's glad to have you here. I was really stunned when I got an opportunity to read the paper and the sheet that you passed out about Wags4Tags. One of it is that North Carolina has the highest kill rate in the country for dogs.
Yeah, it's the highest kill rate for the number of people we have in this state. They put down about 103 to 108 dogs per day.
Good gracious.
That was 2012's rate. 2013 isn't out there, so I'm hoping it's going to be better than that.
Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about Wags4Tags. What is Wags4Tags and what it's all about?
All right, so I go like the 3 W's. Why are we here? Well, we're here to rescue dogs from kill shelters. We have the highest rate in the nation, so we want to save as many dogs as we can. Mm-hmm. Also, we have the third largest population in military. Texas being number 1, California being number 2, and then North Carolina being number 3.
Wow.
Now, if you put these states next to each other, look at the size of North Carolina compared to Texas and California, and we rank number 3. So what we like to do is, we train these dogs to canine good citizenship, public access, and get them to be an emotional support dog to then help these veterans that are home or coming home with the unseen illness, mental illness of PTSD or TBI. And these men and women are coming home and they need companionship, and that's what these dogs bring to you. When I do a presentation, I ask the question, how many people have dogs? And I'm sure your radio people out there now are raising their hands because a lot of us have dogs.
Right.
And they mean a lot to us.
Right. And that means a lot to a veteran, too. Like you said, they come home. They don't get the support that they're supposed to be getting. They've had emotional issues, battle scars, things of those nature, after being in the military and coming home, and don't really always get the support that they need. So having a dog there as a partner, a best friend, a companion to get them around and all of those things, that's super important.
Oh, sure it is. I mean, if you come home late, 10 minutes late, that dog is still going to be at that door wagging his or her tail, wanting you to come in. Mm-hmm. And, I always say I have 2 dogs of myself, and one is a rescue. One I did buy from a breeder 7 years ago.
Okay.
But I found out 4 or 5 months after having her that she is blind in her right eye. She was born with this. Her retina was never attached. And then also, her mom and dad had great hips for a German Shepherd, and I go and have her checked, and she had the worst hips ever. So, I go to the breeder and tell him this, and he said, well, I'll take her back, and once we have another litter, you could get your dog. And I said, well, what would you do with Sadie? Well, we're going to destroy her.
Oh, wow.
And so you could say I saved her from a kill shelter.
Right.
And so I asked for everything back but $100. Now, this dog has saved my life, and that's the only reason I'm here sitting with you today, being able to tell you about Wags4Tags. And you can't tell she's blind or she does have bad hips. She does agility. She does basic commands and everything. She's the ultimate dog for me.
Unbelievable. That's a great story. How long has Wags4Tags been in existence?
Well, Wags4Tags started June 2012. But my partner and I, Terry Stober, we actually were working for another company in 2011.
Okay.
And 2012, that company closed their organization in the state of North Carolina. Mm-hmm. And when Terry and I, we looked at each other and we said, there's too much of a demand of saving a dog and saving a veteran right here. So that's when Wags4Tags came into existence.
Are there certain types of dogs or certain type of breed of dog that's a better fit for a soldier? Or
I don't just pick certain dogs. Every dog can be rescued.
okay,
When I do a home visit with our military, with our veterans, then I will select a dog that may fit the soldier the best way, with either physically disabilities, mental disabilities, and that's how I pick a dog. So I don't stop for bully breeds or anything. We have rescued pit bulls, we've rescued German shepherds, Rottweilers, everything that is out there, whatever fits the veteran.
so you have people that are on your staff, or is there another organization that does the training of these dogs? How does that kind of work?
Okay, so everyone, including myself, are volunteers for Wags4Tags.
Okay,
So we definitely count on our population, our people out there, our audience, to help us go with Wags4Tags. We have a training facility here in the RTP called Lap It Up. And Diana allows us to do a 1-hour training seminar every Monday there. And then we have veteran trainers that go on and train for us. And they're all volunteers also.
wow,
So the process is that the veteran gets their dog, and if it's a good match, then the veteran and the dog comes to training every Monday. This starts the bond with the dog, the canine, and the veteran immediately, and it helps the veteran to get out of the house, start working with his or her dog, start the commands, takes the dog out for walks and everything. So it's twofold. We're getting that veteran out of the house, out of his comfort zone, starting to be outside, starting to work on his mental disability.
unbelievable. Can you tell me a couple of stories or a couple of instances about a few soldiers that you've dealt with that I'm sure you deal with them from all different types of psychological issues, people who wake up in the middle of the night because a bomb blew up near them and they lost a friend or a buddy, or just being out there and maybe standing guard and not having anybody around, or being in the middle of an invasion, or being in the middle of an ambush, or things of that nature. Can you share a few stories with us on
Sure,
that?
I'll do one better than that. I'll go on and tell you why I'm here.
Okay, great.
And then I could tell you about another veteran that we helped. So I got Sadie, and in 2010 I went through some bad times. I was in the military from 1980 to 86, and I've been through 2 divorces. I have 4 children, and in 2004, in November, I had major abdominal surgery, and then 2005 in March, I had one knee replaced. October, I had the other knee replaced. The beginning of 2006, I separated from my second wife. I lost my job. So I was basically going downhill,
Right.
Really quick. And both of my wives and my mother, there's something wrong with you, what's wrong with you? And I always returned to saying that there was nothing wrong with me.
Right.
It's not me, I'm okay. Well, I finally looked in the mirror on New Year's Eve 2010 and said, okay, maybe I need to stop lying to myself. There must be something wrong, and I'm going to take myself to the VA and hopefully see somebody. Well, it's good that I did that, because my social worker at the time said, Ronnie, you're like a cookie jar. The lid popped off and you can't close it again. So what happens is that this illness, it may take some time to build up and then open up. Some of these men and women that are coming back now, they've seen 3-4 tours overseas.
Right. Right.
So they can't keep it inside anymore.
Unbelievable.
So that's when I started my journey through the VA and to get help. I used to drive at night. I worked for a company that used to deliver lost luggage from the airport to people's homes.
Okay.
And I would drive all over the state of North Carolina. And there's one night that I was in a really bad place with myself. And I knew the roads very well. And when I was driving, I would look which way would be the best way for me to drive my truck off and make sure that I would not come out of it alive. And this one night was it. I couldn't deal with it anymore. Stepped on the gas. I knew exactly which way I was going. And I had the windows open. And some of Sadie's fur blew in my face. And I stopped the truck. I was right in the middle of the road. Mm-hmm. And I pulled over. And I just started bawling. I'm crying. And you know what happened? It was, I realized that if I did do this, I'm not married. All my children are grown.
Right.
I didn't have anybody else to take care of. But yet I did. I had this German Shepherd,
Sadie,
to take care of because she's taking care of me.
Mm-hmm.
She is waking me up in the past when I have nightmares. She touches me with her wet nose at night to let me know that she's there for me. And if I did that stupid act, where was she gonna go?
Wow.
You know? So when people ask me about a story, I tell my story.
Unbelievable.
Because if it wasn't for her,
mm-hmm.
Wags4Tags would not be here.
Wow. That's something else. And we think about all of the people that have gone to war, gone into battle, that have gone into skirmishes, 3, 4, 5 different tours. It may not have happened in the first tour. It might have started in the second tour. But you have a person that's been out here, 7, 8, 9 years in the military. All of this is just like an avalanche that started off as a snowball and continued to roll down the hill, and now you've got an avalanche. And people stand back and don't know how to deal with it or don't know what to do with it. It's amazing how animals can be so inspirational and can be so loving and caring. And a lot of people just don't realize that until they actually have to deal with them on that type of a level.
Well, exactly right. That's, I mean, it is, and you said it. It is amazing what they could do for us. You know, ever since I was growing up, man's best friend. Well, what does it mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my story is what it means.
Right.
The stories I could tell you about other veterans is what it means. So our first veteran that we helped, he's an ex-Marine from the Vietnam era, and he was in the 1st Marine Division, sniper. He got out of the Marines in 1971. His daughter was going to UNC Chapel Hill. And she contacted us and said, can we help her father? Her father was diagnosed 10 years ago with PTSD. 10 years. He got out of the military in 71.
For our listeners out there that don't understand PTSD, can you explain that just a bit?
PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder.
Okay.
Okay, it's and let me make this clear to people that you just don't have to be in the military to have this definition. Anything that was a tragic incident in your life could trigger this emotion.
Right.
It could be a car wreck when you were growing up. It could be some type of sexual assault when you were growing up. So it's just something that has happened to you in your life.
Wow.
that brings it.
And then the military comes in, and it all falls together.
Well, exactly, and with the military, we're not born with the kill gene in us.
Right.
We're not. But when we join the military and certain jobs in the military, that is what's drive to you, because if you don't learn what to do, you'll be coming home in a box. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say it that way, but you will be.
Right. Right.
So you have to learn to how to protect yourself against those other people that are coming towards you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So back to this Marine. So I go do a home visit, and speaking to him, very silent he is, very covered up, would not hardly say anything, had to basically talk to his wife, and she had said that she doesn't sleep in the same room. He wakes up, he thinks he's back in the jungle, he's hitting, he's standing, he's talking Vietnamese.
She's afraid of him.
She's totally afraid of him. But if you ask him during the day, does he know how to speak any other language? No. He says he only knows how to speak English. But at night, when he goes into these nightmares, she doesn't know who this man is.
Wow. Wow.
So we did our job, and we went looking for a dog that would fit him,
mm-hmm.
that would help him. And in the past, they used to have golden retrievers.
Right.
So I'm on the lookout for a golden retriever.
Okay. Okay.
This is another sad story. One of my trainers calls me up and says that he's found a golden retriever, but she needs a lot of help. Okay. He gives me the address. This poor puppy, well, not puppy, she was 2.5 years old, is tied to a tree. The only water she gets is when it rains. Her food is just thrown at her. She has knots in her hair. She has fleas. She's just total mess. So I get the person to surrender her dog to us.
Right.
And the dog was named Sadie also. And Sadie took a lot of work and a lot of care.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel so privileged to do this for this veteran. And we bring the dog to the veteran, and you see kind of a smile on his face.
Wow.
And I stay there for about 2-3 hours just to make sure they have any questions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there to answer them.
Sure.
And everything was fine. And how we do it, Brett, is I stay 3 hours. I call an hour after I leave to make sure everything's going okay.
Mm-hmm.
I call 3 days after I left to make sure everything's going okay. 3 weeks, I give them a call. I'm on point because everything has to be working well.
Sure.
3 months, I do a home visit. Oh my gosh. This veteran, he would not stop talking. He opened up, and we're walking around his farm. Now, this veteran lived in Crumpler, North Carolina.
Okay.
And if you don't know where Crumpler is, let me tell you, we're here in the RTP. It's 6 hours west, right next to the Tennessee border.
Right.
And it was good to see how he opened up and how much life he had in himself. And his wife says that if he falls asleep in his chair watching TV, Sadie will nudge him, will pull his shorts to bring him to bed. She will lay right next to him. If he gets up, and starts talking gibberish, the dog gets up and starts licking him to wake him up. Totally different person.
Unbelievable.
And it is. And,
unbelievable.
You know, that's seeing how people...
That makes it all work.
It makes it all worthwhile.
You, with a nonprofit organization, are also partnered with, and the group Bands for Good are doing some things with your organization.
Yes.
Can you expound on that just a little bit?
Sure. So the Doing Good Network has picked 11 nonprofit organizations.
Okay.
And these, including myself, these organizations all have something to do with our veterans, our military personnel. And they have picked, I believe it's 48 bands now. And these bands they don't have a cover record.
Right.
So they're brand new bands. Their song has to have a military theme to it. And they have to have a video to it.
Yeah.
And so if you go to the doinggoodnetwork.com, and then you will see the band's websites, microsites.
Right.
And then you will also see our charity microsites. And you go to a charity, which I wish everyone would go to, Wags4Tags.
Sure.
And you place a vote through us for the band you would like to keep on going forward.
Great.
And by the end of November, these bands get eliminated until we have the best one out of them all. It's almost like those TV shows that have, you know, singers that then they get a record deal and everything, and that's what happens with these bands.
Right, and it's a very, very good situation. We here at GospelIsGolden.com and our sister station Blues Jazz Radio have been doing some great work with Bands for Good and the Bands for Good Network, and we've already had some artists that are going to be a part of this who are people that we've been playing on the station before and things of that nature. And I just wanted to let people know that this is what this is for. You know, above and beyond all of the glamour and glitter that's going to be going on with who wins and things of that nature, it's all for a good cause, for these nonprofit organizations like yours that are out here trying to do good things for our military veterans and people who are coming back from the war that really, really, really need some help and really need the support.
Yeah, and again, it's people like you, it's people like the people that are doing the Bands for Good, also all the other sponsors that we have that are helping us able to do this. Again, 100% of what's donated to our organization goes right back into the organization some way. Yes, we have to buy supplies, but again, the supplies are for the organization.
There you go. Someone wants to get in contact with you, someone wants to get information, phone numbers, things of that nature. Can you fill us in on all of that, please?
Sure. A phone number is my cell office number.
Okay.
Area code 919-475-2076.
Say it again.
919-475-2076.
Okay.
We do have a website out there that I would like people to go and enjoy, and that is www.wags4tags.org. Again, www.wags4tags.org.
And if you're sitting here listening to this station, the Wags4Tags website and logo is sitting right on the home page for Gospel is Golden, so they can go right there also.
Oh, sure. They could click on that icon. I know you got it right, and it takes them right to our website.
Once again, Ronnie, we want to thank you so much. And let me just preface this one more time, too. Wags4Tags is an organization where psychologically and emotionally injured veterans across North Carolina are united with trained rescue dogs so that the two can have and be healed in unconditional love, loyalty, and trust. That's just a great, great thing.
That's what we try to do, Brett. And with you help us a lot.
Oh, no, we appreciate you being a part of what we're doing. This is what we're trying to do with the station, what we're trying to do with our listeners. The gentleman that you have on the
On the
Tell us a
flyer,
little bit about the guy on the flyer.
well,
we still have a few minutes left.
So that gentleman on the flyer, also, he will be on our website. That is Tommy. That is Tommy with Sadie. That is the Marine that I was telling you about. And you could just see through that picture how happy he is with having his dog.
Yeah, Sadie looks good.
Yeah,
like she's having a good time.
She looked a lot better than she did when we first got her.
Wow.
But he does too. He looks a lot better than he did until we first he first met us.
Right.
And again, it just takes someone out there. This was his daughter that touched base with us.
Sure.
So again, I say to anybody out there, if you know of someone that may need our help,
right,
you could go help them go on our website, help them fill out the application, the veteran application, and send it to us. And that's all you got to do is push send, and it comes right to me. So help these people to get help.
You know what I like about this also, Ronnie? Because we've talked before. You handle this. You don't have to call up and hit 50 buttons and, this, that, and the other. You're the man on the scene. You handle this, you take care of business, and you do what you have to do with all of this. And that's appreciated in this day and time when we have so many buttons to push and can't get a hold of anybody.
That's right. I agree with you there, sir.
Once again, Ronnie, I just wanted to say this. For those who may have missed the beginning, North Carolina has the highest pet kill rate in the United States.
In 2012, 103 to 108 per day.
Good gracious.
Kill rate. Hopefully 2013 is going to be less, and with everybody out there trying to make it less, it will be.
All right. Once again, Wags4Tags. You see the Wags4Tags logo right on the Blues Jazz Radio and the GospelIsGolden.com website. You can click on there. You can fill out the application. Ronnie will be back in contact with you and get everything up and running. Ronnie, we do have another minute or two left. Let's give them that phone number and the email address and all of those things. And are you open during normal business hours? Or?
Oh, yeah. Well, we do normal business hours during the week. Weekends, anybody could call, and I tell them that I get back with them within 24 to 48 hours.
Okay.
So a good telephone number you could reach us at is area code 919-475-2076. And I'll say it one more time, 919-475-2076.
Okay. And once again, the website is www.wags4tags.org. We want to have you back on again soon.
Invite me and I'll be here.
All right. How long does it usually take to do a home visit? Does it just depend on the person that you're dealing with?
Usually a home visit, I like to be there about 2 to 3 hours.
Okay.
And that is just to get to know the person, the family, the kids, the wife, just to get an idea on why this veteran needs this dog and what this dog is coming into. This dog is leaving a bad place. We need to make sure that we're not putting them back into a bad place.
Absolutely. So it works for both sides.
Exactly.
The dog gets a good person. The person gets a good dog. Everybody's happy.
It's a win-win.
There you go. Can't beat it. Once again, our guest has been Ronnie Sadowski, who is the president of Wags4Tags.org. Once again, that phone number is 919-475-2076. 919-475-2076. Once again, for our listeners out there, you can look right on our homepage, Wags4Tags. You see the emblem with the tags and the number 4 in the middle. All you have to do is click on that, and if you're a veteran out there that needs some help, or if you're a person out there that knows a veteran that needs some help, that's the place to go.
Exactly right.
Ronnie, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you a lot.
All right, man. We'll have you back on again soon.
All right, bet that.
Okay, we've had another great guest on Triangle Salutes, and we're saluting Wags4Tags organization. We're going to be on each and every Sunday from 11 a.m. until 12 o'clock noon. We'll have 2 more special guests on next Sunday. We certainly hope you enjoyed the show. We've got more programming coming up all weekend long. And don't forget, we're on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We hope you lock it in right here. Your global internet radio station helping the community, GospelIsGolden.com.